Good morning, everyone. As you can see, this is my first time doing a live, and I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but it's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and say Happy Juneteenth. Yay! We're finally being recognized, at least somewhat, by the majority, aka white America. Yikes. And it is a big win in our books that hundreds and hundreds of years later, here we are, finally getting recognized for the day when slavery actually ended, and not just what they tell us in history books, because a lot of things in history books are continuously wrong. We have to, systematically come together so that we can make these things happen. And this is happening for us. And squeeze me. And it just feels good. It feels great. And I applaud everyone who is a part of the movement right now for our people. I applaud everyone who is in the front lines, fighting for the cause, and for people who actually really believe that we can make a difference, because we can. And the longer we keep at this, the longer we tug at the norm, the longer we question the status quo, the more that will get done. And right now, persistence is our strongest tool for success. And I just want everyone to be encouraged. I want everyone to know that what you're doing makes a difference. I want everyone to know that don't give up, because once we start making change and people start realizing what we're doing, that's when people tend to get comfortable and they accept little wins here and there, and then it's going to take us hundreds of more years to make more progress. So what I want to say to everyone is just keep on keeping on. And make sure that if you feel strongly about this, which you should, in my opinion, that you can fight for this if you have to. Oh, hey, cousin. Both of my cousins are on here listening to me ramble. But, just make sure that you stick to it. Stick to it in this is what's going to get us to the next level of realization, the next level of, proving that we matter. And we built this country as a race, as a people, and still haven't gotten recognition for that. So just things like that are what I wanted to come on and speak about. Come on. And today is Juneteenth, so I felt that it was a good day to present you guys with Tea with Taylor. I don't know if most of you may know, but I recently changed my name to Taylor Neptune for multiple reasons. I'm not going to get into that this time. First broadcast. But I've wanted to have a little powwow and, join in with you guys on conversations on certain topics. And this will be my way of doing it via Facebook Live, via Instagram Live. And just join me if you want to talk, if you have something on your mind, if you have something to say, if you want to join in on the convo, if you just want to kiki, because we can't hang out with each other right now, social distancing. So join me and share the tea with Taylor. That's really where we're going with this. And thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me, whoever it may be. I don't know if you've seen, but this is not tea, this is coffee. And your boy's looking a little rough, but it's okay. Just waking up. Jorge is joining me this morning. He usually feels very similarly on things as I do, which is why we're together. But I also live to hear his reaction on many things. My partner just graduated. Most of you probably know, whoever sees this. He is, working on his doctorate. He's a psychologist by trade. And he also, offers some refreshing views on things. And it opens up the door for me to be able to see things somewhat differently than I would have if I wasn't presented with that idea. And so he'll obviously be here with me on Tea with Taylor, just hanging out, probably, shooting the shit, throwing some things in there, making you think, and all those kind of things. Hi, Ralph. So, yeah, just, join me for this venture, and I'm sure we'll enjoy it together. What I really want to know from today, however, besides, big ups to Juneteenth being a thing, is how COVID is affecting all of you folks out there. Because it seems to me, and, we've discussed it, me and my partner, we've discussed how COVID seems to be one of those pandemics that as soon as something else is going on in the country, it disappeared. And not saying that it's not a valid concern, because it definitely is. COVID came, COVID has conquered. COVID came and wiped out jobs, wiped out a lot of things, and we were expecting this to just come and go. I mean, I was. So I just want to know how that's affecting everyone else. For me, it's just been a lot less work, a lot of getting in touch with myself, a lot of, keeping to myself, which I usually do anyway. So that's not too different. But a lot of, internal searching, and not for nothing. And it's been great. Other than the fact I can't see my friends, and I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable traveling, so I'm seeing family now. But the time to yourself is you can't buy it, and it's something that everyone needs. You need to take that time to yourself, to get in touch with yourself, to know where you're going, what you're doing, and I just lit up, Jasper. It's called Tea with Taylor, but everyone who knows me knows I love a good wake and bake. But yeah, I just want to know how COVID is affecting everyone else, because for me, it's been a blessing in disguise, and I can say that now. Just moving into my own apartment with the bay, focusing on that, focusing on, learning some things that I didn't know before, and just taking it a day at a time, because looking at it as a whole can be a little bit much sometimes. And I know that a lot of other people feel that way. So I just dissect things in smaller pieces and take it one day at a time, because it is a bit overwhelming, the current state of the world, and it's a lot to take in. So it helps compartmentalizing, it helps taking it a day at a time, and it helps just making every large thing into a few small things that I can deal with at the moment. Oh, hi, Crystal Queen. Oh, hi. How are you? Thanks for joining me, guys. I love that. And I've just noticed a lot of people during COVID are actually, now that the riots and protests and things are happening of that nature, which, like I said earlier, is amazing. I feel so empowered. I feel so proud. I feel very much accomplished as a race, as a country, as a people, because this happened hundreds of years ago, and yes, it's been done before, but to this magnitude in my generation, I have never seen anything like this. It is, it's making history. It is epic that we can say that this happened in our lifetime. And I'm looking forward to what's going to happen after, the aftermath, the tidal wave of change that comes after this, because nothing is going to be the same ever. Oh, hi, Calypso. I love you. What's up, girl? Um, so yeah, you guys tell me how you're feeling, how you're doing, um, and what's going on in your lives, because that's why I'm here. Spill the tea, people. I've heard a lot of things going on in the community lately that, I'm not here to comment. I'm not here to judge. I don't even want to be honest. That's how it is 90% of the time. But in my community, in my neighborhood, um, there's just a lot of things going on, and I just would rather not be a part of them. Um, but I'm aware, and to that I will say, let's just all come together, guys. Like, I know it sounds like such a hippie thing to say or so like cliche, but the only way to overcome like opposition or disagreements or your sense of knowing is to put yourself out there, so to speak. Understanding, as Jorge always says. How do you say that? Understanding
decreases anger.
Decreases anger.
So that's textbook fact.
It's textbook. So here we are, and we're just trying to, you know, bring some understanding into the community, bring some understanding to our surroundings, because that's the only thing that's going to disarm anger. That's going to disarm the attitudes. And then we can become the one group, the one effort that we all want to be. And then disagreements and arguments and things of that nature won't become such a big deal. Especially within our community, because we got to look out for each other. That's all we got. Our chosen family, our chosen friends, and for some people, their actual family, but that's always not an option for certain people in our community. And, just recognizing that and understanding and, checking in with people is always just a good way to surrender and bring yourself to that moment where you can also be of assistance to someone, even if you think you can't. Other than Juneteenth being honored finally, and not officially on the calendar yet, but other than that being honored finally, I've been seeing a lot of things in the news about phase 2. So things are opening, and I'm sure some of you are going back to work. I would love to hear those experiences. Do you feel safe going back to work at this point? Are you still as concerned about the virus as you were when you first heard? Are you more concerned about the virus? It seems to me that I'm seeing a lack of masks. I'm seeing a lack of distancing now that things are slowly opening. I'm seeing just, people are going about their daily lives as if there's not a pandemic happening currently. And I can understand why people would think, hey, Hannah, hi. I would understand why people think, hey, things are starting to open. Let's just move about the cabin freely. But that should not be the case, and that is the part that scares me. Not going back to work or anything like that, because recently the CDC did acknowledge that COVID is less likely, very less, like least likely to be spread on surfaces. It's through contact, it's through coughs, it's through sneezes, it's through talking to someone at a close distance, which is why I'm behind a screen.
If you want a quote, I got you.
Jorge's gonna pull up a quote from the CDC real quick, but
Washington Street Journal.
Washington Street Journal.
The Wall Street Journal, sorry.
They says coughing, talking, breathing creates virus-carrying droplets of various sizes. Enough virus to make itself over to you or build up around over time to trigger an infection. The virus has to make its way into your respiratory tract and use the ACE2 receptors there to enter cells and replicate.
And that's the only way we get the virus.
That's the only way to get the virus. Check it out. I don't know if you can see, but we're way less likely to catch the virus from a surface. So on top of being clean and making sure that your surfaces around you are clean, cleaner than normal, I feel that we are secure in going out and being in our daily lives. But the lack of masks that I'm seeing, the lack of concern really bothers me, because in other cases we've seen during pandemics, or we've seen, Danielle, hi! We've seen in other pandemics, we've seen in other outbreaks back in the day that when things start to reopen, or when we go back to the status quo and begin resuming life as normal, cases spike. And that's when people get sick. And everyone is out. And cabin fever is real. So, like, I get it. Like, I absolutely get it. Here I am in Jersey because I really miss my family and we needed to come out here. We needed to go see them. And, you know, I'm being careful. I have my mask. How you doing? Keep it with me always. So it's just disturbing to go out and notice that people aren't wearing masks or aren't super concerned. And that is the part that concerns me. Going back to work, like I said, it's less likely to catch it from a surface. So I'm not as concerned with that anymore. But, you know, just keep your distance, people, and be safe. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's really good, Calypso. Because offices are dirty. Calypso Phoenix Brown from Providence, Rhode Island said they made it really safe in her office. So I'm able to get out of the house.
We love that.
We love that. Because, like, cabin fever is real. For real. I unfortunately work in a restaurant where you are responsible for how clean or dirty your area will be. But fortunately for me, I'm super OCD, so everywhere I am is pretty clean. Oh, hi, Vena. I understand. Yeah, seriously, it's an accessory now, and that should not be the case.
It is not an accessory. So
Vena is saying the amount of people I see without masks, or masks under their nose, or just under their chin is alarming. And yeah, it really is.
I'd rather you have it under your chin than not have anything at all.
We went to Target to get some stuff for our apartment because, we just moved into a new apartment. And